Welcome to the final day of Bio-Europe's spring session of 2016 here in Stockholm, Sweden. I'm Sten Stovall of Informa Pharma Insights and an editor and writer for our publications Script, The Pink Sheet and In Vivo. With me is Mario Ehlers. He's founder and CEO of Angio-Design. Welcome, Mario.
Thank you.
You have a drug development and discovery company, and it's focused, I believe, on applying structure-guided and computer-aided drug design to proven disease targets. I think you're currently looking at next-generation ACE inhibitors.
That's right.
Why is that?
Well, the work done by our founders and others have shown that the side effects associated with the current generation of ACE inhibitors are due to the presence of a second active site, a second domain in the enzyme that had not previously been recognized. And it required the cloning and then the structure determination to clearly see that. And other work done in genetic models has shown that only one of those two domains is required to produce angiotensin II, which is the peptide that is the target of the current generation inhibitors, and which, if you inhibit it, you can treat high blood pressure and heart failure. And we've been devoting our efforts to using the crystal structure to design and synthesize domain selective inhibitors, which is the first time this has been achieved, and found that a C domain selective, the C domain is one of the two domains, selective inhibitor, when tested in an animal model of high blood pressure, is very effective in lowering blood pressure, and at the same time allows the normal metabolism of a second peptide called bradykinin, which accumulates with the regular inhibitors and is responsible for side effects. Some of those side effects are common and not that serious, such as cough, but there is a side effect known as angioedema, which leads to swelling in the throat and can be fatal. And that is really the one that people are worried about.
And that's why you're seeking a next generation ACE inhibitor.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, what therapeutic areas are you focused on?
Cardiovascular disease broadly, hypertension, but particularly heart failure, where these drugs are very useful but often have to be discontinued because of that side effect. And we're also interested in kidney disease that's associated with heart failure and hypertension.
Now you're a new startup. Give me an outline of your history.
Yes, we grew out of work performed at the University of Bath in the UK and at the University of Cape Town in South Africa. That's where all the structure and protein chemistry is taking place, structure crystallography work. And we secured a round of financing that was led by UK-based investors a couple of years ago, and that allowed us to finally acquire the associated IP, which the company now wholly owns, and has allowed us to ramp up some of our drug design work as well as the in vivo work to show proof of concept.
So how are you funded then? How well are you funded?
Well, it was a seed financing round sufficient to kick things off and allow us to continue to operate as an independent entity. But really our objectives, major objectives in coming to this meeting is to identify partners. We're very interested in working with larger medicinal chemistry groups at pharma and biotech who have an interest in this cardiovascular space. And we're also interested in additional capital, depending on how the partnering goes and if we're successful in that.
And are you getting some interest?
We are. I've been very pleased with how our story has been received. And I think it's not only because the story itself and the data are compelling, there's also a real gap in the pipeline. There's been so much attention in other therapeutic areas that people have forgotten that cardiovascular disease remains the leading cause of death in both the developed and the developing world, and is the leading cause of health expenditures, and in some areas such as heart failure is rapidly growing as the population ages. So there's a major opportunity in our opinion.
Okay, well I wish you good luck with that.
Thank you.